So I informed you guys on the early build of the Hollow Mask Ichigo, the SSR of course. So now we're going to be looking into Kenpachi. So to those that are Kenpachi fans, and if you're looking to main him, this is his current early build of how he's working with his movesets and whatnot. So we'll start things off with his passive. So with one of his passive, after Kenpachi releases the ultimate skill and enters Battle Demon status, he can continuously gain resolve over time. During this time, releasing skills also grants a certain amount of resolve. When resolve reaches 100, the ultimate skill button will be activated again. Tap it to release the ultimate finishing move, Kendo of the End. So when you initially activate the ultimate, he removes the eye patch, goes insane. Once you get 100 resolve, you can then do the big Excalibur sword attack, which I'm sure you've seen within the trailer. That's his ultimate, by the way. So that's the first passive, and then going furthermore, the Immortal. So this is, I believe, more to do with the ultimate, which we'll get into. So Kenpachi gains the ability to resist interruptions consistently, and it will be removed when he takes damage that exceeds 5% of his current health. When Kenpachi is in Battle Demon status, so that's removing the eye patch, the maximum damage this skill can withstand is increased to 20% of his current health. So at that point, he's basically a swinging sword machine, basically a button masher, if you want to call it that. So moving along to his attacks now. So normal attack slash mania. Kenpachi recklessly slashes the enemy in front of him, dealing up to 6 rounds of 390% damage, and then that will go into his rampage raid. There we go. After each evasion, immediately tap the normal button to make Kenpachi leap and rush to the enemy, dealing 52% damage. This attack consumes 200 evasion energy. This attack is considered a normal attack. So Kenpachi is consistently on the attack, and that's kind of what he's known for, kind of being a rampaging demon. There you go. So moving on to Kenpachi's skill. So his main skill, hold the skill button and Kenpachi will enter the charge phase, continuously gaining ultimate skill energy while reducing the damage he takes. The damage reduction effect will gradually increase during the charge phase and reach a maximum of 90% damage reduction after 2 seconds. After releasing the button, Kenpachi will transform his accumulated power into a sword beam and slash. So if you don't want to commit to the charge, you've always got that offensive way out, as you could say, but that will the charging completely will pretty much get you closer to removing your eye patch, and then pretty much just going on a bit of a rampage. So that's kind of the main function on that. Moving over to one of his skills now, Malicious Blade Rip. When Kenpachi is in Battle Demon status, which is again the eye patch being removed, hold the skill button to continuously swing his Zanbakuto forward, dealing a total of 769% charged damage. During this time, Kenpachi gains 1 stack of Frenzy and a certain amount of Resolve every time he takes damage. When Frenzy accumulates to 5 stacks, tap the normal attack button to immediately release a Sword Beam with a fully charged damage. So that's one of his skills. And then another skill, Sharp Blade Pursuit. Every time a skill or a block is released, the normal attack button will be briefly activated. Tap it and Kenpachi will immediately perform a follow-up attack, dealing 319% charge damage to the enemy. The Sharp Blade Pursuit can be released twice in a row and is considered a skill. So mainly on the perfect block is what I use this from. Now his ultimate, Total Release. Kenpachi removes the eye patch that absorbs his Ryatsu to fully enjoy the pleasure of battle and release all his immense Ryatsu. Kenpachi swings his blade with determination, dealing 400% damage, and transforms into the Battle Demon, while also gaining Immortal status that resists interruption. So if you guys can remember, with the passive, so when he's in the state, once the eye patch has been removed, Kenpachi gains a continuous ability to resist interruptions. Again, it will, 5% of his health, once that's been gone, then he'll lose it. If because he's in this state, it'll then go to 20% of his health. So just bear that in mind. So no interruptions, man. You're better off just running away from this man. And then when it comes to his offensive attack, that's when you fill the bar up once again, once you get 100% resolve. After Kenpachi enters Battle Demon status, he can continuously gain resolve over time. When resolve reaches 100, the ultimate skill button will be activated again. Tapping this will cause Kenpachi to hold the sword with both hands, using Kendo posture to fully release all the accumulated resolve in one final slash, dealing 534% damage. This attack does not consume ultimate skill energy. One thing I need to mention to you guys is when I'm talking about their damage output for Kenpachi, so for example with that ultimate being 536, I think is where it was, that's a level 1. So keep in mind the percentages I'm giving you guys, it's level 1, so it's, yeah, base level. And then with the block, Kenpachi counters the enemy attack and strikes, dealing 250% damage while also gaining the Immortal state. So yeah, unfortunately I don't have his evasion, but we already know that with the evasion you can counteract that with a follow-up attack that can instantly put you in the enemy's face. Now when it comes to dupes, I actually don't know, I haven't really looked into Kenpachi's dupes, so this is going to be a bit of a first for me as we're going through this. So again, if you want to know how the dupe kind of works, watch the Ichigo video that I did. So when it comes to Kenpachi's third dupe, each time the ultimate skill total release is released, immediately gain 20 initial resolve for every 10 points of resolve obtained. Kenpachi can permanently increase all damage dealt by 1% up to 20%. Each time Kenpachi hits an enemy in a super armor state, he gains 1 stack of War Hungry state, and each stack of War Hungry increases all damage dealt by Kenpachi by 1%. This effect can be stacked up to 5 times. See, this is something which I expected. And honestly, with the dupes for Kenpachi, it's more than the line just going to be increase his damage, right? So if we're going over to the next dupe in the 6th one, all damage dealt by ultimate skills is increased by 40%, among which the damage of Kendo of the end is increased by 50% when hitting enemies with less than 50% health. Okay, so huh? Wait, is that illegal? When less than 50% HP, you're practically Okoing them at that point. Hello? And then his final dupe, if you maxed him out, the damage dealt by Skill Boiling Murderer's Spirit is increased by 60%. And after using this, normal attacks will cause an additional 50% Zangeki damage, lasting for 8 seconds. So that is Kenpachi with his current build. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think? Honestly, reading the dupes, I'm actually afraid. I mean, if anything, they might have to do a slight little nerf. Just gonna keep it real. Again, with what I experienced with a no dupe Kenpachi being an absolute crazy ass demon, there's no words to explain. You know what? The best way I can explain Kenpachi for you guys: button masher. He is he's the definition of a button mashing character. But yeah, the interruption, I did get to experience how that worked out, and again, yeah, the enemy really couldn't do much. I was still stepping to their face, just button mashing away, slicing and dicing. It's pretty insane. The charge phase also, he can absorb a decent amount of damage. I was charging away quite happily. There were certain points where I would stop charging to kind of, you know, maneuver my way around, but stopping charging to then do that little bit of offensive kind of worked out. So I mean, it's not a thing where you just need to commit to it. You can phase in and out with charging, but overall with the Kenpachi build that I experienced without the dupes, good. With the dupes, he sounds too good. Too good. But the best way I can explain Kenpachi as of right now is just pretty much a button masher. I did go over my gameplay to like double check. I'm just like, is this the actual Kenpachi? Is this Kenpachi? Yeah, he's just swinging. He's just practically swinging. Also, once that eye patch is removed, because you can be pretty consistent with that too, to remove his ultimate, his eye patch. Yeah, best option, run. Run. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this early build of Kenpachi? I'm eager to see on how he'll change up for the closed beta. Should be interesting.